Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for tuning in for the Ascending Abundance YouTube channel, where my name is Pavel Sverdlin. I am attempting to document our journey towards financial independence. We have done quite a bit, and we continue to make strides towards this goal. And today I want to talk about our recent trip to Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So I'm located in Toronto, and it's about a 4.5 hour drive from Toronto to Ottawa, which is nothing spectacular. It's really up the highway, and we typically do it with my wife as a one-day trip. We leave early in the morning, about 7 a.m., and get back at night around midnight. So if you calculate it, about 7-ish we leave. We're in Ottawa at noon. That gives us about 6 hours to complete whatever we set out to complete. And then we're leaving 6, 7, sometimes past 7 o'clock. And by midnight, no traffic. You beat everybody on the highway and we get back home. Ottawa trip was exciting because we've got to meet our realtor, who we try to stay in touch with anyways, but it's always nice to be face to face. We finally met our maintenance guy, who's been doing small odd jobs here and there. His name is Eugene, and he was very instrumental in keeping our tenants happy over the last year, but I've never met the guy. He was recommended by someone who is doing my appliances. It's another guy that I've never met. So remote real estate management is quite exciting in that way, that you get to work with people who you don't even meet. Kind of like if you work remotely, that helps to understand the situation, because sometimes we work with people at our jobs that we have not met, sometimes ever. And it does work, believe me, it does. So we've met our team, or part of the team. We also checked out 2 houses for potential flips. One of them had a structural issue and we did not like it. It was also about literally 3-4 houses away from a busy highway and also on a big road. So it's a major intersection, plus the highway right there, plus there was almost no parking, plus the house was like 1930 something built. So it's really strange layout. The roof was caving, the garage that was at the back of the property was kind of failing in, so we just didn't bite. We spent 5-10 minutes just in the house, around the house, and said, nope, we were out of there. The other house, I'm going to make a special feature on that. We walked through it. We just looked at multiple ways the house could be remodeled inside. It was quite exciting, next to LRT, so I'll probably cover that one in the next podcast. We did not bid for it simply because it's a little bit out of our typical reno. It requires quite a bit of work, but on a different time I would have probably did. If it wasn't for the interest rates, if it wasn't for the failing markets, if we had cost of capital that is a bit lower, we might have actually attempted to bid on it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll put a bid still. If they're stuck on the market, if these guys don't sell, we might even do an offer. We'll see. And then after that, we have visited 6 of our properties, all of which are condo townhouses. Met with the tenants and looked at how they're maintaining their property. Some of the tenants we've never met, some of them we did. There was one property that we purchased sight unseen. We've done the reno. There's a person living there for the last couple of years. We've never met them and we've never been inside. So I'll do another episode just on that. For every tenant, we got them a $20 Starbucks gift card as a holiday present. Right now is middle of December. The holidays are coming up, whether that's Christmas or New Year's, it's still festivities. So it's really nice to do a little something. We considered giving them something more substantial, maybe something unique, some sort of gift that would make their day. But then landed on something really neutral and not a lot of money. Whether that's gift of $50 or $100 or $20, I feel like it's going to make the exact same impression. Like a year later, or even 6 months later, the tenant is not going to remember. If you gave them $50 or $20, what they're going to remember is the nice gesture, is a surprise, it's the emotion, it's the privilege of, being treated well. And they're also gonna get a cup of coffee that they're gonna get maybe once or twice or 3 times for that $20. It costs what, $6.50 or so in our neck of the woods to buy a Starbucks coffee. So this is good for about 3 coffees. Not too bad, not too good. Something nice for the holidays. And then we have visited them all. We have looked at the houses. We could look at any issues that the tenants might have with their properties. They complained about certain things. I am a bit handy, so I helped them out. Looked at the railings, looked at the fire alarms. We checked the fire safety for sure. Some of the batteries, I literally took it out, just plug them back in, see if there's a date on it. Documented this all. Now we looked at any water that comes out at the back of the house, any piping that needs to be shut off to make sure there's no drips, there's no floods in the wintertime. I also looked at furnaces, noted what type of filter was required for each furnace, whether it was changed. In some houses we got a boiler system, so it's heated through the hot water circulating, and it's a boiler. It's not a true furnace, so it does not require a filter. But for others, if it's circulating air, then tenants are much encouraged to change their filters. And when they don't, I make it apparent to them. I pull it out. I show them what type of filter it is. This is how you change it. This is where you buy it. If they don't know where to buy it, I go on Google. I literally show it to them. So all in all, a very successful, useful trip that shows us that the tenants are maintaining their properties. The tenants seem to be happy. They had the opportunity to highlight their issues to us, which makes them feel great. We gave them little gifts. We caught up with our team, and we looked at a couple of new properties. So all in all, a really successful trip. It also takes just one day in and out. It's a long day. It's a long drive, but at the same time, once a year, it's not too bad. Once a year, it's okay to go check your properties. I think that's only fair, and in fact, I'm a little surprised we don't do it more often. Initially, I was thinking we're gonna have to make those trips at least twice a year, but so far we've been lucky. So thank you for tuning in. I will make a different video about our potential flip, and I will try to speak about our properties in more detail, about what kind of maintenance issues we found, and how those looked, and what we have done, and how we handled every single interaction, so that the tenants stay happy and the houses remain intact and in good condition. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked it, please do subscribe or click the like button or somehow share the video. It helps the channel grow, and I will make my best to make these videos a little more entertaining and a little more useful every time, especially if you provide your feedback. Any comments are much appreciated. Thank you, and we'll be in touch. Thanks.